I've spoken before about how our higher consciousness already has our own answers and we can tap in, but quite often it's really hard to do that because we're not sure whether we're trying to convince ourselves of something. So I've spoken before about using a pendulum. So it doesn't have to actually be a pendulum. You can just have anything in the house that's hanging on a chain that can swing, and you just hold it over your palm. And let me just hold it up on that little bit there. So it's very lightly. I'm holding it really, really lightly between my fingers, and you just say which way for yes. And mine always goes up and down. So mine will go that way for yes. And then you say stop, stop, and then you say which way for no. Okay, if you can see that, which way for no, and it goes the other way. So it's going across. And this is really useful if you've lost something in the house and you're looking for something. So you can stand in each room of your house and just say it's a missing ring, and just say, is my missing ring in this room? Concentrate on the ring and just let the thing, and it'll tell you yes or no. And then go to another room, until you get the yes that you're in the right room. And then you can go in the corners, move, is it in this area or is it in this area? So it has to be a yes and no answer. But you can also do it with your own body by putting these two fingers together and rubbing them around. Okay, so you get yourself if any kind of time you're doing these kind of practices, you just get yourself in a very relaxed state. But just rub it around, and you ask yourself a question. So I'm going to ask it, firstly, I'm going to ask myself a question that I absolutely know is the truth, right? So I will say, is my name Vicky? And your fingers continually they just keep going around. But if I said, is my name Peter? It stops, and sometimes it'll stop and sometimes it feels gritty, like it doesn't want to go smoothly because I've just asked it a question that's not true. So then you can ask it any kind of question that you want to know that's going to be yes or no. You could say, is my health going to get, because I ask this all the time. I'll go curling around like that and I'll say, is my health going to get better? And it continually keeps going around. Like my fingers just keep going around. They don't stop. If I say, am I going to join Parliament? See, the minute I said that, my fingers want to disalign, because I'm not going to go into any kind of politics. And another way you can do it is also like by making the two rings. You make circle, circle, but you put them together and you pull against each other and do the same thing, like, am I a very, very good psychic? Yes, right. So when they pull apart, it's a yes. But when I get resistance and it doesn't want to open, when it's going to be no, they won't freely open. So this is your own subconscious giving you your own answers. So give it a try with any kind of answers you want to know, and it just helps. It gives you that little bit of faith in yourself, because it's in there. It's in there, and you're not imagining it when you're using these techniques to find the answer.